What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. Well, guys, it seems that there's one thing after another, one threat after another, and here is another one. You've probably heard about this already. Diesel shortage update as prices skyrocket over fears supply chain could run out. And this is from Newsweek, which is a mainstream news source. It isn't some alternative fringe website. This is from the mainstream media. An acute shortage of diesel in the U.S. is threatening to keep inflation and heating bills high in the country through the winter, as prices are expected to continue to surge. New government data released on Wednesday show that diesel supplies are unacceptably low, as National Economic Council Director Brian Deese told Bloomberg TV on Wednesday. According to the Energy Information Administration, the U.S. has now 25 days left of diesel supply, its lowest since 2008. So 25 days left unless something happens. Imports from Russia have been banned following the Russian invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, contributing to the current supply crunch in which refineries' seasonal maintenance also played a big part. While supplies of diesel started dwindling in the U.S., demand is currently at its highest point in 2 years. And as winter approaches, demand for diesel to heat homes is about to rise, likely causing an increase in prices. And this one is from oilprice.com. I'll link to the description box below so you can check this out yourself. But oilprice.com. A diesel shortage is spreading across the U.S. U.S. diesel fuel stocks have been on a stable decline for months, reaching the lowest level since 2008 as of October. Currently, the United States only has 25 days of diesel supply in reserve. Earlier this week, Goldman Sachs warned that the diesel shortage, which is not confined to the U.S. only, but is spreading in Europe as well, will cause higher fuel prices this winter. In the U.S., the bank said underinvestment in refining capacity and refinery closures and operation disruptions have all contributed to the scarcity of refined oil products this year, but especially diesel. So we know the price of diesel is going up. We know the price of gasoline is going up. We know the price of heating your home is going up. That is if you can still find the supplies. They're saying right now 25 days left of diesel in the U.S., and it's not just the U.S., it's actually in the world. And you know, a lot of people heat with heating oil, which is the same thing as diesel. So people will be spending more money for heating, if they have heating at all. It might not even be available. So what's people going to do? You know, diesel is used to transport just about everything that we buy at the store. If you go, it's even used to transport gasoline and diesel. So, like I said, just about everything we buy has been brought from point A to point B using diesel. And if that ends, or if that's severely cut back, expect a lot of shortages to happen. You think we saw shortages of certain things during the COVID pandemic? It's going to get a lot worse if diesel becomes unavailable, or even the supply is, say, cut just in half or maybe 3/4, and you have just some going out, but not at the level we have right now. So when people start seeing the shelves going empty and start hearing more about this in the mainstream media, they're going to say, something's going on here. Those preppers might have been right. So we better go out and stock up. They're going to hit the stores. They're going to hit every retail outlet and try to stock them with everything they think they might need. And when they do, they're going to go all at once, because people have the same inclinations pretty much at the same time, especially if they're watching the same news programming. And they see what's happening. They're going to go out. They're going to clean everything out all at once. And if you haven't been prepped up and aren't ready, then you'll have nothing to get. You'll be out there with the crowd trying to stock up on food, trying to stock up on gasoline if you can find that, trying to stock up on heating supplies, firewood and things like that to heat your home with this winter. So get it now. You have a few days left to try to figure out, you know, where your weakest points are in your preps. Take an inventory today, look at where you're weakest at. Maybe you're weakest at, you know, heating your home. You need to fill that gap. Maybe there's some other weakness, some other hole in your preps that you haven't filled yet, but you've been waiting to do that at some other point. Do everything you can to get hole filled now. Get those gaps in their preps filled now over the next 20 days or so, because this diesel shortage could turn out to be a major issue, and more than likely it's going to. I don't think there's going to be a complete shut off. It's going to be completely ended, no diesel at all. I think it's going to be cut back to maybe 50% of the shipping we've been doing now, because it's going to be hard to find the diesel to get from point A to point B. So those prices and everything you buy is going to go up, and you're not going to be getting just about half of the product delivered to the stores, in my opinion. Now, if war's already broke out between the United States and Russia, it's pretty much a proxy war right now, but they are special forces on the ground inside Ukraine. We have the 101st Airborne Division right on the Ukrainian border getting ready to go in to direct confrontation with Russia. And if war does break out, the military is going to be using the diesel for the tanks and the trucks and everything that's going to need to fight a war against Russia. And we're already draining our strategic supplies of diesel. And so that's not good. We're in a bad place right now as far as fuel-wise goes. And at the very, very, very best, if nothing else happens, prices are going to go up. It's going to cost more to heat your home. It's going to cost more to fill your car up at the pump. It's going to cost more to run your tractor. And it's not going to be diesel, it's going to be gasoline also. Natural gas, all types of fossil fuels are going to go up in price. And it's going to be reflected in the prices of everything that we buy, everything that we do, because the world runs on fossil fuels. They can tell you that we're going to go solar. We can't go solar and still have the same standard of living that we've had for the last decades here. That's a pipe dream. Unless a lot of people die, a lot of people live in misery, a lot of people freeze to death and starve to death. And I think that's their plan, because they don't care about working through this thing slowly. They don't care about trying to be strategic and getting off fossil fuels. They're doing it all at once. It's just pow, cut off. But this shortage of diesel I was talking about is going to definitely affect everyone. And they're saying we have 25 days left, and give or take, a few days, maybe a few weeks, who knows how it's going to turn out. But look at your preps, fill those holes up right now before the panic buying starts. Because when people see that things aren't being delivered, things aren't being put on the shelves at the supermarket, at the Walmart, at the hardware stores, if they see out of diesel signs, out of gasoline signs at their favorite gas station, for example, they're going to say, something's going on here. We better stock up now. They're going to head to the stores. It's going to be just like, here, when it's going to snow, and the people know it's going to snow, and they're forecasting, 6 or 7 inches of snow here in ice. And usually we get ice first, and then we get snow on top of that. But when they do, people head to the store, it's packed. And people buy up all the milk very quickly. They buy up all the bread very quickly, and a lot of other things get gone, but bread and milk is two of the things that goes the quickest, it seems. They stock up on beer, soft drinks, and things like that also. But you let people think that everything's going to be in short supply, and it's going to be a long, drawn-out disaster, like, fuel shortage, and you don't know how long it's going to be. So they're going to go stock up on everything they can possibly stock up on. They're going to get their money out of the banks. They're going to go buy everything they can. But it's not going to last long, because if everyone goes at once, those stores will be wiped out in a matter of hours. So don't waste time. Don't think things are going to get better. Hopefully they do. However, I don't think that's going to be the case. Look at everything. Even the mainstream media now is saying it's not going to be the case. So get what you can now. Find the holes in your preps, especially heating right now since winter's coming. If you need some extra firewood, get that in. If you can't get that in yourself, then buy that. Get all of your tanks filled up, your heating tanks filled up. Keep your cars filled full of gasoline, your trucks filled full, your tractor, if you have one, full of diesel. Fill above your jugs, because it's not going to get no cheaper. So do what you can now. Look at the holes in your preps and fill all those you can. We're going to always have holes in our preps. No one's completely prepared. There's always something you didn't think about, something you couldn't afford, something you needed So no one is completely prepared, even me. I try to fill every hole. I can try to fill every hole. Alrighty then. I try to fill every hole in my preps, and I think I've done pretty well. However, I'm sure there's things I'm short on, and especially if it draws out multiple years in this collapse we're having, economic collapse we're going to have. It turns into World War III. I mean, it's a dangerous time, guys. Times are dangerous, things are happening, and it's happening at a rapid pace, and it's getting more and more rapid that this thing is unfolding. But right now we have to worry about fuel shortages, mainly I think, and possibly World War III, direct military conflict. World War III is already broken out, but I think we're going to be in direct military conflict here very shortly. And that's why they're having the NATO joint exercises right now, in my opinion, is they're getting resources, men, armaments, logistics put in place, and they're using the exercise, joint military exercise with NATO, as an excuse to do that. That's in my opinion. I think they're getting ready to go into Ukraine to directly confront Russia. If you haven't ordered my books yet, go down the description box below, click on the link to check my books out at Amazon.com, or you can get those at Barnes & Noble. You also find a list of my 10 top prepping items I recommend, the things I have, the things I use, and that I couldn't live without. Description box below. Go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching, and Creekmore out here, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.